Okay, so this is part 2 of deductions from gross income. So in previous discussion, we discussed about itemized deduction. So that's one way of determining your taxable income. That is by deducting your itemized deduction from gross income. In this discussion, we will present the other deduction na pwede nating ibawas sa gross income na tinatawag na optional standard deduction. So this can be used only in lieu of itemized deduction. In other words, kailangan mong pumili kung alin ba yung mas favorable para sa iyong business. Yung itemized deduction ba, yung nakalista, naka-itemize yung mga expenses, or itong optional standard deduction. So, ang guideline is, kailangan mong alamin or estimate kung magkano ba yung kakalabasan mong taxable income using those two ways of deductions. And syempre, piliin mo yung mas maliit yung magiging taxable income. So, kung sa itemized deduction, kailangan nating ilista isa-isa yung ating mga expenses with additional supporting documents. Sa optional standard deduction, meron tayong standard rate na 40%. Okay, for individual, not exceeding 40% of gross sales or receipts from business or profession. So, automatic mo siyang babawasan ng 40%. For corporation, not exceeding 40% of its gross income. So, in this case, kapag sinabing gross income, ito yung sales less cost of sales. Okay? So, dito sa individual, gross sales, as in yung receipts mo from your business. So, ulitin natin, pag individual, ang OSD is 40% of gross sales, while for corporation, 40% of gross income. Okay? Requisites for OSD. The taxpayer signified in the return its intention to elect optional standard deduction. So, sa ating mga tax return, nakalagay doon merong pilian kung pinipili mo ba itemized or OSD. So, kapag pinili mo OSD, kapag OSD yung gusto mo, so kailangan talagang i-click doon, piliin mo yung OSD. Pangalawa, such election shall be revocable for the taxpayer for the taxable year for which the return is made. So, halimbawa, napili mo ng OSD, tapos na-realize mo, ay, mali, mas mali, dapat pala, itemize na lang, mas konti pala yung may taxable income ko. Hindi mo na yun pwedeng baguhin. Kailangan mo na hintayin yung susunod na taon. Pangatlo, that individual who is entitled to and claimed for the optional standard deduction shall not be required to submit with his tax return such financial statements otherwise required under the code. So, ito yung advantage ng OSD. Kung sa itemized deduction, kailangan natin ng supporting documents, mga resibo, and FS. Sa OSD, hindi na kasi automatic mo nang ibabawas yung 40%. Okay, except when the commission otherwise permits, said individual shall keep such records pertaining to his gross sales or gross receipts, or the said corporation shall keep such records pertaining to his gross income. In other words, no need mo nang isubmit yung documents pero kailangan mo pa rin itago come the BIR audit. Okay, ang mga company, meron silang tinatawag na fringe benefit, which is subjected sa tinatawag na fringe benefits tax. Ano ba ang fringe benefit? Okay, it is any good, service, or other benefit furnished or granted by an employer in cash or in kind, in addition to basic salaries to an individual employee, except rank and file employee. So, kasama dito sa fringe benefits, yung mga medicine allowance, rice allowance. So, yun daw, yung mga benefits in cash or in kind in addition sa basic salaries ng employee. So, yun daw ay subject sa tinatawag na fringe benefits tax. Siyempre, may mga exemptions. So, fringe benefits not subject to fringe benefits tax. We have those authorized and exempted from income tax under the code or special law. Contributions of the employer for the benefit of the employee to retirement, insurance, and hospitalization benefit plans. So, hindi yun taxable. Benefits given to the rank and file, whether granted under a collective bargaining agreement or not. So, hindi daw kasama sa fringe benefits tax ang ating rank and file employees. Okay, de minimis benefits. So, mamaya merong detailed list tayo ng tinatawag na de minimis benefits. The fringe benefits given to the employee is required by the nature of or necessary to the trade, business, or profession of employer. If the fringe benefit is for the convenience of the employer, meron tayong applicable rates na tinatawag. Yan. Monetary value, 65%. Fringe benefits tax, 35%. So, meron akong ibibigay na module showing sample cases using this concept. Okay, ito na yung tinatawag na de minimis benefits. These are limited to facilities or privileges furnished or offered by an employer to his employee or employees that are of relatively small value. Kaya siya tinawag na de minimis benefits kasi small lang ang kanyang value and are offered or furnished by the employer merely as a means of promoting the health, goodwill, contentment, or efficiency of his employees. Okay, ito yung mga example ng tinatawag na de minimis benefits. So, tandaan natin, hindi ito subject sa fringe benefits tax. Monetized unused vacation leave credits of private employees not exceeding 10 days during the taxable year. So, sa private companies, minsan yung mga leave credits na hindi ginagamit, pwede siyang i-convert into money. Okay, kapag daw, halimbawa nag-convert ka ng 15 days, yung for 10 days, hindi siya taxable, pero yung for 5 days, magiging taxable na. So, not exceeding 10 days during the year. Monetized value of leave credits paid to government officials and employees. So, for government officials and employees, walang stated na limit. Medical cash allowance to dependents of employees not exceeding 1,500 per semester or 250 per month. Rice subsidy of 2,000 or 1 sack of 50 kilogram rice per month amounting to not more than 2,000. Uniforms and clothing allowance not exceeding 6,000 per annum. Actual yearly medical benefits not exceeding 10,000 per annum. Laundry allowance of 300 pesos per month. Okay, Employees Achievement Awards. Halimbawa, yung mga 10 years in service, 5 years in service. Minsan binibigyan yan ng monetary award ng companies. Okay, considered daw yun as de minimis benefits and not subjected to fringe benefits tax if it is in the form of a tangible property other than cash or gift certificate with an annual monetary value not exceeding 10,000 pesos. Gifts given during Christmas and major anniversary celebrations not exceeding 5,000 pesos per employee per annum. Flowers, fruits, books, or similar items given to employees under special circumstances. And on account of illness, marriage, birth of a baby, etc. So, minsan may mga private companies nagbibigay sila ng gifts sa employees and kinukuha sa company fund, considered yun as the minimis benefits and not subject to fringe benefits tax. Daily meal allowance for overtime work not exceeding 25% of the basic minimum wage. Okay, may mga private companies na pag may overtime, may free or may meal allowance. So, ito yung kanilang limit. And benefits given by an employee benefits received by an employee by virtue of a collective bargaining agreement, and productivity incentive schemes, provided that the annual monetary value received from both CBA and productivity incentive schemes combined do not exceed 10,000 per employee per year. So kapag nalampas na sa limit, yun ay magiging taxable na. Yung lampas lang. Okay, now employer gives benefits beyond the ceiling. Okay, all other benefits given by employees which are not included in the above enumeration shall not be considered as de minimis benefits and hence shall be subject to income tax as well as withholding tax on compensation. Okay? Merong rule ang BIR na yung mga benefits daw not taxable up to 90,000 pesos. So kapag lumampas na dun sa mga minimum sa de minimis benefits and kapag lumampas na ng 90,000, taxable na yung sobra lang. The amount of the minimis benefits confirming to the ceilings herein prescribed shall not be considered in determining the 90,000 of other benefits. So, hindi sila kasama dun sa 90,000. However, if the employer pays more than the ceiling, the excess shall be taxable to the employee if such excess is beyond 90,000. So, halimbawa, yung rice allowance, 2,000 lang sa de minimis. Tapos, binigay ng employer, 5,000. So, yung 3,000, kasama doon yun sa total na mga benefits and kapag lumampas na ng 90,000, magiging taxable na po. Okay, so that's all for the OSD, fringe benefits, and the minimis tax. And again, please read the module accompanying this presentation. Thank you.